Hi everyone, this video is going to discuss the instructions for your final project. This is a presentation where you are going to conduct an interview with a manager within the casino or hotel industry. You're going to do a full write-up of that interview and submit a text write-up of that. You're also going to create a presentation where you create a slideshow presentation and then do a video presentation of yourself speaking over that slideshow. So you'll screen share the slideshow, make sure it's in presentation mode. If you have two screens, that's great because you can have the presentation mode on one screen while you have your notes on the other. But you'll do a full presentation. So let's go ahead and discuss exactly how you're going to accomplish this. So the individual that you interview has to have an official title of manager or above. Now, this can be a shift manager, it can be a department manager, or it can be a higher position, such as a director or a VP. So if you're looking at a casino person, there are shift managers for every department in almost every casino in Oklahoma. And while we're on the matter, it does not have to be someone in Oklahoma. If you have a contact out of state somehow, it can be somebody from another state. If you call up to the HR department at a Harrah's in Kansas City, for example, you might be able to talk to somebody about a contact. Now, I'll point out the sooner the better for this. We are in week 3 right now, and this is due in week 8, so you have a little over a month. I would not wait to try to make contact and set up a schedule time for this interview. Try to get somebody locked down. You can look on LinkedIn. You can visit a casino. You can visit a hotel. Whatever it takes for you to get out there and get this done. Get that person contacted. So shift manager, right? You've got shift managers in the hotels because they run 24/7. You've got shift managers in the casinos because they run 24/7. It might be a table games manager or a table game shift manager at the casino. There are plenty of them. There's at least 3 at each of the local Tulsa ones. And then you have a food and beverage manager, slots manager. You also have managers of various departments like their marketing team, information systems, finance, have managers or VPs or directors. So you're not limited to just a frontline personnel. It can be somebody even in security or surveillance if they'll sit down with an interview for you. So once you've contacted them, there's a list of everything that needs to be obtained from them. This is the questions. There are 6 sections. So this first section is asked for background on them. What's their name, education, what work history do they have prior to their existing position, what training or experience they want to discuss, how long have they been in the industry, okay? Second spot has to do with their current position. What are their primary responsibilities? What strategy issues? So this is long-term strategy, developing customers to pursue sustainable competitive advantages, tactical issues, your actions designed to achieve specific measured objectives. What are the great challenges they face in their current position? What specific problems are common that need to be solved or addressed in their responsibility? The third section has to do with issues within the industry itself. So in their industry, casinos, hotels, what direction are they moving with regards to technology, entertainment, mix of games, marketing strategies, casino and gaming expansion? What competitors are they most concerned with? This could be an online source. This could be Airbnb. This could be, local gaming parlors or clubs. It could be anything, whatever their primary competitors are that they that deal with. What key future challenges in the industry? So supply and demand issues, social concerns. Maybe this has to do with economical concerns. That maybe there's not, a lot of discretionary or disposable income that can be spent on gambling, for example. Personnel issues. So for casino employees, what positions are in demand? For hotels, what's the hierarchy like? How does one work their way up? And actually, both those questions could be flipped. I would say I'm not going to limit you to just these specific questions. These are, the hierarchy of a casino is very very interesting as well. So you could ask that for the casino manager. What types of people are in demand for management positions? So are you looking for someone with a certain set of technical skills, personal skills, sort of mindset? Would you recommend any specific area of study or degree? So would they recommend a marketing job, a management job, business administration, specifically hotel and tourism? Or is a degree important to land a specific job to get into the industry? How important is it that you work your way up versus have education in that department? What's valued more among hiring managers? And then do some research. So if you're to commission a study of your business, ask them what would they want to research? What information would they want to know? What specific results would you want to the studies to produce? Are there any industry-wide research issues, common problems that need to be scientifically investigated? Maybe this is marketing trends. Maybe this is psychology of a gambler. Maybe this is why someone is choosing Airbnb over a hotel or vice versa. And then any additional topics. This could be anything else that you want to ask them, anything else they want to discuss, but come up with something unique here. Additional topics is a 6th section for you to come up with some kind of additional question on their own that's not listed as something that I listed here. So I'm looking for creativity and something unique from each person as to what to discuss. And then if they bring up something unique other than what's in here, great. But don't count on them being forthcoming. Have a question prepared here. So when you're finished with the interview, you're going to take your quick notes. You're going to do a full write-up of this interview. This should be in a question and answer format. You're going to write the question that you ask them and then answer the question as they answered it. Maybe you take quick notes, but in this, you want it fully written out, full sentences. Anytime you use a direct quote from what they said, put it in quotation marks. Maybe it's a good idea to audio record it so you can go and play it back instead of trying to rely just on your own notes. And then you're going to write that up in a Word document, and it should be labeled as such. So HTM3113 _interview _ and then last name, first initial is fine. I say first name here. I'm going to edit that. So Vickers B for myself at the end of this. Then you're going to create a slideshow presentation. No fewer than 5 slides. Actually, sorry, I'm going to edit this. 6 slides. You've got 6 sections. I want at least 1 slide per section here. So at least 6 slides at a minimum. You can break down some of the responses to multiple slides, but a minimum of 6 slides here. And you're going to create this in PowerPoint or Google Slides or Canva or some other slideshow software. That's your choice. You do have access to PowerPoint via your student account for Microsoft Office 365. So the latest version of PowerPoint works great. If you're more comfortable with Google Suite, by all means, use Google Slides if that's what you like to do. The PowerPoint will accompany your video presentation, but also you're going to submit the PowerPoint document to Blackboard. So 2 things you're going to submit to Blackboard so far: a write-up of the interview, and the file or a link to your file will be submitted in the text box or the actual document. Finally, the presentation itself. This should be 5 to 10 minutes. You analyzing their responses, sharing your own thoughts, what this might mean for your possible career trajectory, if anything, things you've learned. What did you assume would be different that and that was different than what you assumed it would be? Are you more or less likely to consider a career in casinos, gaming, hospitality in general? I emphasize this in bold and text. This is not you just reading the interview word for word. This is a presentation. This would be like you presenting to an audience, which is the audience of myself. I'm not looking for you to just read the text word for word. When you make a presentation, the ideal thing is to have a limited number of bullets on the slide, 3 or 4 bullet points, concise. Your long notes should not be on the slide itself. You don't want a wall of text on the slide. You want to save those for your notes. You can read them out loud, whatever you've got prepared, but don't have all of that on the slide. Your audience is going to look at the slide along with listening to you. And if you're just reading word for word, people can read faster in their heads than someone speaking it out loud. What happens is they've read all that text ahead of time. If you're just reading word for word the text from your slide, and now the audience is sitting there bored, waiting for you to catch up to what they've already read, and you're not presenting them with any new information at that point. Keep the bullets concise and then speak to those out loud. You can have 2 or 3 paragraphs worth of notes prepared, read all that out loud, and that's new information for the audience because they're not just reading it verbatim off of the slideshow. So have a presentation. You should be screen sharing your screen while you're speaking. A great way to do this is on Zoom. Open up Zoom, just a Zoom room by yourself. Share the screen and then speak over video while you're recording. Then you're going to submit the presentation. So you've submitted the presentation file, the slideshow that you've made, the file so that I can go in there and look at it, but you're also submitting the presentation itself. So this is just like we do on the video discussion boards. You're going to upload this to YouTube. You're going to upload this to Google Drive. Make sure it's visible to anyone at NSU if you submit it to Google Drive, just like you should be doing every week, and then submit a link to your presentation. Based on the file size, please don't just upload the file, the recording of it. It's going to be a large file, and that's a lot for me to download. I want to be able to click on a link and watch the video, again, on either Google Drive or YouTube. That's what I'm looking at. So submit that video, make use of the slideshow presentation, and have this submitted no later than the due date in week 8 here. So that's the presentation assignment. I would start working on it right away to make sure that you don't, if you wait too long, then trying to find a manager that during week 7 or 8 might prove difficult. Start now while you still have 4 or 5 weeks to get it done. If you have any questions, please contact me. Thank you, guys.